Oops. Okay, can we not be tangled around everything, you think? Is that a possibility, maybe? There we go. Okay. What you doing, church? Why are you under the table? What you doing? What you doing? Why are you flopping around under the table? Hmm? Being a floppy boy. Floppy boy. Yes, no more physical comics. From now on, they will be online only and readable for 2 days once purchased. Also, we gouge out your eyeballs after. Yeah, it's kind of feeling that way, isn't it? I'm not happy with how yesterday's video went, so I'm probably going to redo it, but not today. Not today. Do we say to death? Not today. What are you doing? You see him in the shadows? What you doing? How come you're all floppy under the table? Hmm? Silly boy. Fuck. I put it in the wrong hole. The SD card, that is. Where is the hole? There it is. Come here. Come here, you. Get over here. How much was this? For big deluxe glossy page graphic novel. See? I wasn't kidding about the prices. Big deluxe graphic novel. Glossy pages. Painted artwork. $5. Yeah, no kidding, eh, Draven? It's kind of left me a little bummed out today, which is why I didn't stream sooner. So that news dropped right after I finished the stream. I was going to go to bed, and I'm just like, well, I can't go to bed now. I need to film something, some kind of response to that. Try to get the scoop. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Even though I was technically one of the first people on the entire fucking internet to post about it. Do I get all the views? No. Of course not. All these latecomers with bigger audiences than me got all the views. But whatever. Also, just to add insult to injury, Rose's fan died. So we're down a fan, which means I don't have the fan in the living room currently. Move my ponderous bulk out of the way. It's normally there. I didn't realize what a difference it actually makes. So I think I'm going to take the one from my living room, or I mean my bedroom. I'll be right back. Which is the same kind of fan. The exact same model that was here. But, yeah. So I'll put the one from the living room in Rose's room, because she needs to have something, right? So, yeah. There. So that will blow the heat from the living room down the hall, where it can then be dissipated out the window. What? Are you fucking serious? Nando's, pay attention, please. I made a video within minutes of the news dropping. It has like 1,700 views on it. So many people were telling me, hey, dude, Z, did you hear the news? Yes, I did a fucking video about it. How have you missed it? Check my shorts. It's in my shorts. Check, look in my shorts. Well, yeah, it's been up all day. It's been up since before I went to bed. Anyway. Excuse me, church. Thanks, buddy. Oh. So do you think there's a chance? Fuck, I gotta move the microphones out of the way. Hold on. Everything get out of the way. Alright, Ryan, who somehow missed the videos because YouTube's subs are stupid. The subscription system is horribly broken and has been forever. There you go. Enjoy the rage if you haven't seen it. So, do you think there's a chance they back down on it? The most I can see them doing is, okay, we'll just wait a couple more years. Yeah. What a world we live in, where Sony and Rockstar single-handedly destroy physical gaming. Yeah, well, apparently Xbox is doing the same thing, going digital only. So that leaves Nintendo for now. But I mean, I'm not buying a whole new system and investing in a whole new ecosystem of software. I think I'm just done with console gaming. So I'll just play what I have and what I have free access to through PlayStation Premium. The irony is those subscription services that help to destroy physical gaming. I only signed up for it for the retro games, which there was incentive there because they're up-rendered, and also for the cloud saves and network play. So it used to be free on Sony network play, but yeah, it's very disheartening. GameStop, I forgot to move one of the other mics. Hold on. GameStop probably about to become Funko Stop. Well, that's a lot of industries have been hurting in that regard. There's a friend of mine lives out in Plymouth who runs a comic store there, and he said a lot of people just come in to window shop and then go and buy their shit on Amazon, and then the ones that do come in and buy things, all they care about is Funko Pops. Like, the whole purpose of Funko Pops was to have, cool collectibles that were affordable. They were not meant to take over the entire collectibles industry, Retro games, who plays those? Oh, yeah, that's fucking... Yeah, someone got themselves blocked today because they were just being an ignorant idiot. So, Nintendo not being the first company to switch is crazy. They'd have even more draconian control over their properties than they already do. Oh, I know. It's only a matter of time, though. So, they finally got what they wanted. Next, they'll be coming for our movies. Ugh. I hate this shit. Yeah, no kidding, eh, Nando's? Well, I guess there's more incentive for me to do those videos about my old games, eh? Probably be a lot more interested in them now. That started really with the PS3 era, where they started having less and less packaging and pack-in items. And then, oh, really? Funko's going tits up too? That's great, yeah. Of course movies are next. They want to control all the media, dude. Read the writing on the wall. Even comics have been making a push to go digital, which I think is awful. There's a bigger pushback on that, but yeah, like, for example, in terms of book media, there's been talk of doing away with the mass market paperback format for pocketbooks. Oh, Sega's been dead for years, dude. Come on. When's the last time Sega made a console? And how well did that do? Yeah, the Dreamcast was a great console, but let's face it, it got buried by the competition. So, we've known about that, though. What? Paperbacks? Well, I'm just saying, like, I'm collecting all of the things together that are happening. So we have, then PC games have been all digital for a while now. Thanks a lot, Gabe Newell. don't remember the last time I bought anything on Steam. Just have no incentive to. It's like if there's a game that's only available on digital, first place I go is GOG. And I didn't know this, but I just found out that itch.io is also, the Funko Pops. I didn't know. I must have missed the memo on that one. I didn't know about that. My collection is 100 short of 5,000 movies and series. I may never get to watch everything I got, but I'll always have something to watch I like. Exactly. And that's one of the points of having a collection, is being able to watch what you want, when you want it, and how you want it. Because a lot of the versions that show up on streaming nowadays are censored or missing episodes or whatever. Like, there's just... I hate it. I hate everything about it. So today, in preparation for the big G.I. Joe compendium update, I downloaded every single cover from every single issue of classic G.I. Joe. That was a lot. Now I'm trying to track down all the covers for Transformers UK, which is a little trickier. Found quite a few of them, but not all of them. There's over 300 issues of that. At least we can save on paper. That will save the environment. We need to leave more carbon footprints for the billionaires and their pollution-causing toys. Yeah. Sega were rumored not long ago to be making a handheld console which would have cartridges and physical. I haven't heard anything about it for in months, though. But we can make paper artificially now. Hey, thingamajig. Well, yeah, and the thing is, paper is a renewable resource. You can grow more trees, you know, and you can even use other materials to make paper, which are also renewable, like, you know, what is it, like hemp? I don't know if you make paper from hemp, but you make a lot of shit out of hemp. So, you know, what's worse is that digital games aren't even cheaper. No, I know. Like, what are we paying for? Certainly not manufacturing and distribution. So, where did I get my Unk? Amazon. And then the chain, I got separately, also from Amazon, from a specialist who does nothing but chains. So, yeah. They can do hemp paper? Okay, well, there you go. I wasn't sure. Those comics would be blazing. Yeah. They don't have to pay for a third party creating the packaging and discs, yet it's still the same price. How does that work? I don't know. Well, their reasoning would be like, oh, it's to cover the cost of developments and stuff. It's like, well, okay. It's just so exhausting. So what's funny is, you know, we were talking about how Disney handed over all physical media distribution of their movies and content to Sony. How's that going? And we know how reluctant Disney is to put anything on physical media. So Disney created the physical media collecting market and have destroyed that by pushing everything onto their fucking Disney Plus service, which I will never subscribe to. And then handed off distribution to Sony. Now Sony announces they're not going to be producing discs for the PlayStation anymore. How long is it before they announce they're not going to produce discs at all anymore? And like, try going into a store and getting a player. You can't. I had to get mine online. And then the real irony of it is Sony, like, Disney created the physical media collectors market, right? Sony created the media. at least co-created it. Co-created CDs and Blu-rays and 4K. It's just like, you made this. We've been Frankensteined again. You know, Victor abandoning his creation. How do I watch the latest Star Wars? How the fuck do you think I watch the latest Star Wars? I watch it on the internet. If they want my money, they can put out physical releases. I bought all the physical releases. So. But yeah, I'm not going to subscribe to Disney Plus. Fuck that. I can barely afford the streaming services I have. Well, I mean, I can afford them. I just, I don't want any more. I am voting with my dollars. They get my money when they put things out on disc. They don't put things out on disc, they don't get my money. And if I want to watch something that they have, I find it elsewhere. So. Just ask my mate, Terry Orent. You good old Terry. Yeah. In Germany, I do not Plex. No, I don't do Plex. I make my own digital copies from my own discs, and then I just, the ones I want to archive, I store on a hard drive locally. And then the others I just rip to watch, like just for convenience, and then I delete them after I'm done. So, where would we be if HD DVD had won the format war, I wonder? Well, probably in much the same place. It's just they wouldn't be as good because the capacity was like half of what Blu-ray is. So, fucking Netflix, man, they're just such a disappointment. Well, I mean, Netflix started the whole streaming ecosystem, got everybody on that bandwagon. But, I think it's like, Church, can you get out of there, please? Church, hey. What are you doing? What are you doing? It's just a flea trap, dude. You've seen it before. There's no food in there, I promise. There might be some bugs. But I wouldn't recommend trying to eat them out of the flea trap. But yeah, there's no incentive for me to do Plex because my computer screen, which is a 55-inch 4K TV, is right there, and I watch most things on that. My living room TV is over there, also a 55-inch 4K TV, so I literally just push a button and I can watch things on either TV. So the Netflix version has the ruined redub of Raiders of the Lost Ark. See, that's not even a thing that I was aware existed because I just have the Blu-ray, which is just the regular version, So, like, I don't watch things on streaming that I own on physical. I watch the physical. I watch the disc. That's why I bought it. I don't want to watch some streaming version that A, is probably cut down in some way or altered in some way, like that Raiders version. And also in like a tenth of the bit rate of what the thing is. Yeah, funny enough, as much as I talk shit about Apple TV actually does have some of the better shows right now, like actual quality shows. So, yeah. Yeah, I've been hearing that a lot, Draven says, so hey, at this point, if buying isn't owning, then piracy isn't stealing. Yeah, exactly. Do you think Sony and Rockstar will back down? I doubt it, because this is what they've been wanting. And not just Sony and Rockstar, but I mean the gaming companies, the movie companies, just all the media companies. They want to control it all. They see Black Mirror and they see a blueprint for the future. I mean, those Boston Dynamics dogs are already being implemented for military purposes. You know, I have not seen Pluribus. I've heard it's really good, but I have not seen it yet. That's the one from the maker of Breaking Bad, right? Yeah, I heard it was really good. I don't know anything about it though. I have the Blu-ray, but since my mother is now confined to her bed, my brother bought a little TV for her bedroom. Oh, well, there you go. Very nice. Yeah, but surely they'll lose money. Well, the sad truth of the matter is they won't lose as much as, you know, it would take to really make a difference. You know, not everyone not everyone can subscribe. Yeah, no, I mean, I don't. So, yeah, well, I keep saying, watch the second episode of series 1 of Black Mirror called, I've seen Severance. Severance is fantastic. Brilliant show. But, yeah, I keep saying watch season 1, episode 2 of Black Mirror. The episode entitled 5 Million Merits. So in 5 Million Merits, everybody basically works to generate power for the city, essentially. And then they earn credits, or merits, as they call them. And then you can use those merits to purchase digital content. Nobody owns anything physical. In fact, it is illegal to own physical possessions other than, you know, the necessities like dishes and utensils and stuff. But actually, even then, I don't think they even own that. But I do not go to movies and theaters. Not anymore. Too expensive. But I don't see why I should pay, you know, $25 or $50 for a night at the movies for my daughter and I and munchies when I can just buy the movie for the same price or less and watch it as many times as I want in the comfort of my own home and just make my own damn popcorn. I make great popcorn on the stovetop. So, yeah, people need to understand how global these products and services are. You're talking about boycotting on a level that's never happened. Yeah, I mean, the most we can do is, I mean, in my case, I'm just going to stick to my guns and keep doing what I've been doing. And, well, and support physical media on a level which you guys have never seen before. So stay tuned. There's a lot of updates coming. Yeah. So wait till we get to the horror section. It's going to blow your minds. But that's yeah. It's just turned my brain to mush, honestly. Just thinking of the ramifications of all of this today. It's a dark day. And it's kind of funny that this happened. What was it? I posted my video game update. What? Not even 2 weeks ago. Oh, sorry, Church. Sorry, buddy. I didn't mean to kick you. I didn't know you were right there. Sorry. Yeah. There. He got pets. Talking about exactly that, like how the game consoles are our last hope for collecting physical media, and then 2 weeks later, like right on cue, Sony announces, "Yeah, we're not doing physical media anymore." Like, well, there goes that. Do I regularly hit the big box stores every Tuesday and load up on new releases? Well, I would if they still carried anything. They don't carry anything. And I don't really shop at Walmart much because they don't carry anything that I'm interested in. It's just a bunch of commercial studio crap. No, I mainly buy from the boutique labels, and Amazon UK. You know, these days I support the boutique labels quite a lot lately. So does this mean collecting physical media will be more expensive as it's more of a niche hobby? Well, it already is. It already is. Look how much boutique label titles cost. They ain't cheap. They're worth it in that you get nice deluxe packaging, lots of extras, and the best transfers on the face of the earth. Far better than anything the studios put out typically. But you definitely pay for it. And part of the reason being they're not big corporations, they're not big massive companies with limitless resources. They tend to be smaller companies, and as a result, with putting out some very niche titles, so they tend to have more overhead. So the titles cost more, but you definitely get your money's worth. I mean, to me, I liken it to when I used to collect laser discs, and laser discs at the time were the premium format, were quite expensive. So now it's the boutique labels. The boutique labels are the modern laser discs, essentially, in terms of their nicheness and collectability. So surely all the filmmakers and actors on the Criterion Closet videos will riot and boycott if the studio stopped producing physical media. Well, yeah, I don't know. The problem is, I mean, it's very much a David and Goliath situation. Like, how we got to where we are now is because people are inherently lazy and went for the convenience of streaming. Not caring about what they were giving up, not caring that they were giving up their freedom to choose and their freedom to, have access to the things that they want all the time. And, yeah. How am I on what? How am I on space? Do you constantly have to rearrange your library every time you get a big batch? Sometimes. I mean, I just bought some new shelving units, so, and the ones behind the backdrop here are, there's a lot of unused space on those that I need to shuffle things around and stuff. But I mean, yeah, that's part of it. That's part of having a big collection, is struggling with space. But the benefits far outweigh the inconveniences. Well, that's a studio release. That's what I'm saying. The studio releases, what few we get, tend to be garbage these days, using AI upscaling and DNR'd out the ass and just very lackluster presentation. The boutique labels just wipe the floor with them. Hello, Entropy Cat. Battle of Waterloo, and one of his generals rushes in. Sire, we had to retreat. The English attacked from the western flank and overwhelmed us. There was nothing we could do. Napoleon says nothing. Napoleon Bonaparte. Arnold J. Rimmer's all-time favorite fascist dictator. A few minutes later, another general bursts into the tent. Sire, we had to retreat as well. The enemy attacked from the eastern flank with cavalry. There were simply too many of them. Again, Napoleon remained silent. I see now. My apologies. Huh? You see what? Finally, his greatest general storms into the tent. Devastated, sire, we are defeated. Their frontal assault, backed by cannon fire, has destroyed our armies. Napoleon slowly rises, looks at his generals, and says, vous parlez tout très bien anglais. You speak excellent English, yes. Well, very good English, technically. Very good. I knew there had to be some kind of punchline there. What are your thoughts on new Trek? Have you seen any of it? I've seen some of it. I liked what I've seen most of, actually all of Strange New Worlds. I'm up to date on that. I haven't really seen much else. I'd really like to check out Lower Decks. I hear that one's terrific. I did enjoy the crossover episode with Strange New Worlds. I heard that Academy was really good. It's too bad it got canceled already. I have the complete sets of Picard. Oh, I did watch most of the first season of Picard. I liked most of that. I need to get back to that at some point. I have the Blu-ray set of Discovery. I haven't sat down and watched it yet, but yeah, I mean, I like what I've seen of it. You know, I know fans are kind of mixed, but yeah, I use this joke as a moron test. Honestly, if you don't laugh, I have doubts about your intelligence. I see. Kind of strange how it's actually very accurate. I can imagine. Well, at the very least, it indicates whether or not someone knows French. But thank you. It means so much to me that I passed your test, stranger on the internet, who I have met precisely once before on the internet. Sprechen Sie Deutsch? Not much, despite living with a bunch of Germans for a while. Oh, and are you boycotting playing GTA 6? I will play GTA 6 if one of two circumstances occur. It becomes available on GOG, in which case, sure, I'll happily buy it and play it on sale. I won't pay full price for it. Not after all this. And B, if they put out a physical release. Oh, speaking of which, this is some interesting bit of timing. So, after the backlash about the November release, physical release of GTA 6 only being a code in a box, they clarified and said, well, no, we're going to put out a physical version in December. This is just to curb potential piracy. It's like, okay, great. So, December, huh? And Sony announces today that they're not producing physical media anymore as of January. So, can I get the zoom going on here? So does that mean that GTA 6 will be the last ever physical media release for PlayStation 5? I'm kind of thinking that might be what the plan is. Yes, January 2028. Right. Never mind. Well, glad I didn't make a video with that connection. I got my years mixed up. My brain has also been cottage cheese most of the day today. I mean, it's from the reactions I've seen today on ye old interwebs, there seems to be quite a lot of outrage. But are we just a really loud minority? Hard to say. Do you and your daughter have a ritual where you watch a certain show together every time an episode airs? Not really, no. Although we do occasionally pick shows to watch where we'll, watch a few episodes. We'll pick like a day every week and we'll watch some episodes. Like at the moment we're watching Twin Peaks and stuff like that. So, With Sony talking physical, you're going to collect as much PS games as possible? No. No, I'm not going to bother. There's a few I'll probably pick up. Like I wouldn't mind getting the physical version of Dead Space, the remake, but to have next to all my other Dead Spaces. I picked up the physical version of The Thing, remastered, for that reason. But no. My main focus is movies right now. Movies. And supporting the boutique labels, because as far as I'm concerned, the battle's already lost for video games. So, if we don't have the consoles, holy shit, Zoom. We don't have the consoles to fall back on for, okay, no. Zoom, why are you going crazy? Okay. I'm trying to stop it when it zoomed in. Anyway. Fuck's sake. Just, I've not seen From. It is just ignoring me now. What the hell? Whatever. The outrage, I don't think so. Moist Critical made a video on it, and his following is in the millions. Yeah, I mean, it's good that the big influencers are putting their voices in. I was a little disappointed that I didn't get at least some of the scoop on that, because I posted literally within 20 minutes of the news dropping, well, like a half hour. Like, I couldn't have possibly been more current, and still I barely made a dent. But I don't know. Content creator problems, eh? First world. And Cron says, yeah, I will continue my slander of the AI zoom. It only lets me stop it when it's zoomed out. Anyway. The outrage is pretty massive, but I think it will be ignored because there's just too many people who seem happy with the whole not owning anything versus a clean shelf. Yeah. Yeah. You listen to commentary tracks? Sometimes. I don't listen to every one. That would be too many. But, you know, if it's a movie I'm especially interested to learn more about the making of it, then yeah, absolutely. I love a good commentary track. In fact, that's why I repurchased the old DVD edition of The Thing, because the commentary track that's in circulation now is an altered, re-edited, and censored commentary track, whereas the old DVD has the original commentary from the Laserdiscs. So I wanted to have that. Like I said, 20 years ago, it would have been enough to stop it, but it's too everywhere now. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. And the thing is, we've been saying this all along. Hey, guys, you gotta support physical. If you keep supporting the digital this hard, they're gonna make it all digital. It's gonna be an all digital world. You'll own nothing. You'll control nothing. You know. And well, here we are. So next will be they'll want to do that with the movie industry. They're already moving towards that. Look at it. I mean, Best Buy stopped carrying physical media altogether. You know. So now I basically just buy everything online. You know. The Beyond, Fulci's The Beyond. Really, I wonder if I have that. I have a really nice edition of that. I think I've only watched the movie. I don't know that I dove into the extras much, but yeah. Who is a really informative, like for commentary tracks? Well, John Carpenter is always really good to listen to, certainly. Robert Rodriguez is terrific. I highly recommend his commentaries for the Mexico trilogy, the first two especially, because they're all about independent filmmaking, and he has some really, interesting first-hand insight into that. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good ones out there. It'd be impossible for me to list them all. But a lot of the boutique labels as well get like really interesting film experts to do the commentary tracks as well. So if the future is digital, do you think there's a way back, like vinyl had a comeback? Oh, probably. Yeah, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think it'll ever go away entirely. There will always be a niche interest. I mean, they even, there's been some new VHS releases of things in recent years. VHS! The worst quality format ever in the history of home video. And if that can have a comeback, well, anything can. But, vinyl's had a pretty successful comeback, I think. It's like, there's a lot of things that I've seen come out on vinyl that don't get CD releases, which is crazy to me. But, I do not use Letterboxd. I looked at it and thought about using it at one point, but I just feel like it would be just another distraction, You know, I'm trying to cut down on my social media and stuff and just focus on, you know, the can you all chill with the questions? Jesus fucking Christ, making me anxious, and you're not asking me. Well, John Clare, what's your take on all of this? But again, vinyl is more targeted towards collectors. Yes, it is. But I mean, I could see that happening. I mean, already we have the boutique labels, which are very much geared towards people like us who are, you know, film nuts, and film aficionados and film preservation fans as well. You know, when we buy one of those boutique label releases, we're doing our part as fans of that movie to make sure that it is not forgotten or lost, you know, by bringing it into our collections to preserve it for ourselves and for anyone who, you know, inherits our collection or whatever. But coming soon, Hollywood Classics ruined with new AI scenes. THX 1138 with a new romantic ending. Yeah. I mean, they're already doing that with all those fucking things they're doing at the Sphere. You know, they ruined The Wizard of Oz, and next up they're going to ruin Rocky Horror Picture Show, apparently. I hate that all of this stuff is happening and that so many people seem to be just fine with it. You know? That's the problem I have. Where did all this apathy come from? Nobody cares anymore. You know? Film freaks like us do. But you know, and video game fans, getting back to the Sony subject. I mean, funny thing is, retro gaming has actually made a big comeback lately. I mean, look at all the, you know, retro, like classic consoles that have had new versions put out. Like we had the Intellivision, not the Intellivision Lives, the Intellivision something. Anyway, an Intellivision with like 45 games built in. But then you got the Atari 2600 and 7800 Plus, which are fully functional Atari 7800s that can play both Atari 2600 and 7800 cartridges. Yes, your old cartridges. As well as, you know, they put out a few new ones as well. Not as many as I would like, but, you know. Do you tend to keep everything you acquire for the long haul? Yes. Do you do any purges? Well, not like purges, but I will rotate things out of the collection if an old edition becomes redundant or something. Thank you, Garbage. Of course, Garbage would know. Intellivision Sprint. Yes, you called. Yeah. I assume you heard the wonderful news today. Been kind of the hot topic of the evening. I'm just going to angle the fan towards me for a little while. Whoa. Ruining the illusion. Well, you guys can't really see, but it's blowing the thing. Yep, fuck Sony. Yeah. I have an unaltered THX 1138 version, but sadly not in German. The director's cut was redubbed. Yeah. I only have the director's cut version, sadly, because that's the only version that's been available for the longest time. I think I did get my hands on a film scan of the original, like from a theatrical print. Pretty sure. I'm not sure what level of quality it is, but yeah, I think all we can do is try and educate people. But it will largely be ignored. Yeah, I mean, that's it. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I find it funny, all this happens right around the same time I'm bringing the Multimedia Chronicles back, and it's like, you didn't have to give me all this rant material, Entertainment World. I didn't necessarily want to get back to rants, but holy fucking shit, you were pissing me off so much lately. So, So glad I have my collection. No one can take it away from me. That's right. It's my shit. Look, if people didn't care about their rights being taken away until very recently, they aren't going to care much about the entertainment being limited. Apathy runs deep for a tired and cynical society. Yes. Well, as you said, if this had been 20 years ago when people were less tired and cynical, maybe it would have made a difference. But I mean, 20 years ago we were still in the PS2 era. I mean, look at what we got in the PS2 era. We were still getting full color manuals and inserts and maps and goodies, you know? We were still getting PC games in big boxes loaded with stuff. What did I watch today? I watched Prime Suspect 2 with Helen Mirren. First, they let go 98% of the Destiny 2 team and kill that game. Oh, was that a Sony blunder? Great. I know you really liked that one. Now, physical discs. Do they want Sony Entertainment to die? I guess they have enough money and don't need any more. Yeah, no kidding. I tried to purge and just got rid of the British show Chef. Oh. That's in my cart right now. I wanted to pick that up because I love Lenny Henry. And seasons 1 through 8 of 24, they were just some goodwill purchases I know I won't watch. Wait a minute, you never watched Chef? Dude, that show's hilarious. Well, you missed out. Yeah. No, that's one I'm definitely going to pick up. I love me some Lenny Henry, and that's one of his all-timers. In fact, did I see? Yeah, my introduction to Lenny Henry was Bernard and the Genie, which was a special Christmas movie that he did where he plays a genie. And the role of Bernard, who finds the genie, and it's set in modern day, Bernard is played by Alan Cumming. And then the villain of that particular film is Rowan Atkinson. So, I mean, you got 3 all-time great British actors / comedians in that one. It's definitely an underseen gem. But, yeah, and then not long after that, one of the local stations was showing repeats of Chef. So, which I think was still a current show at the time. So, maybe not repeats. They were showing Chef. And I watched it, and I was like, this guy looks familiar. And then I realized, oh my God, he was the genie in Bernard and the Genie. And then I found out that Lenny Henry was, this huge star in Britain. I just hadn't heard of him before. But Lenny Henry does a great audiobook for Anansi Boys. Cool. I will not be consuming any more Neil Gaiman content. So I'll just have to miss out on that one. I made a joke about how Sony will just sell data and tech to AI companies if they lose money in media. Oh, yeah, great. Here, just use all our assets to train your AI. Like the Nintendo, I'm now no longer supporting the PlayStation as a whole. Yeah, pretty much. I've canceled my PS Plus account and have shelved my PS5. Damn, you're going nuclear. Was that literally today? Please tell me you did that all today. PlayStation, yeah. I saw the uncut British version on German television. The US version is rumored to be cut and censored. Of which? Chef? Well, remember, I'm in Canada. Canada, we don't censor anything here. If we get something from the UK, yesterday wow, damn, dude, mad respect for that. That is sticking to your guns. But Chris, yeah, see, Thingamajig knows what I'm talking about. I'm pretty sure it was on a Canadian station that I saw. If that's what you're talking about, or if you're talking about Chef, same. But yeah, here, whenever they would bring over British television, they would just leave it uncut. I remember the first time I saw Mr. Bean was on the CBC, and now, of course, in Britain, it aired on, I guess, on the BBC without commercials. But here, they just gave it like 5 extra minutes in the time slot so they could put in some commercials. So. So we're all going to switch to the Ouya in protest. Oh my god, the Ouya. I forgot all about that one. I found out a while ago my Samsung TV has YouTube. I've not turned on my PS5 in close to 6 months now. Well, I can't say the same. I actually do still play quite a few console games. So, I mean... yeah, I don't know. I mean, the problem is... And I mean, you remember how long I even resisted Steam. But the problem is now I'm so ingrained into that ecosystem as far as like the games I have on my to be played list. And what's the other option? Just buy them outright, you know? And well, I don't really want to give Sony any more money, so well, hell, let me see when my subscription expires, because I paid for a year in advance. So let's see when it expires. And I mean, I don't really play Fortnite anymore, so no worries losing the multiplayer. Although, I mean, I think that's through their own system anyway, so it doesn't even matter. Let me see. I have it on my calendar. It renews on August 2nd. So, can I play through all my backlog of PS Plus games before August 2nd? Yeah, I buy a few. Everybody keeps saying support Steam. Dude, Steam is the same shit. You don't own anything on Steam either. GOG all the way. And itch.io for indie games. I actually grabbed a bunch of free games off itch.io today during their summer sale. A bunch of horror ones I thought would be fun, just like short ones. So, pretty much only use my PS5 for Blu-rays and DVDs. What, not 4K? You know, you can play 4Ks on it too, right? Without Steam, we wouldn't have nearly the indie game market. Well, yeah, I mean, things like that obviously support the indies, but, you know, always check the others first to see if they're on the other services. No visibility, yeah, and that's the sad truth about it. So Steam did for, you know, game launchers and digital games what Netflix did for streaming movies and TV shows, essentially. And I mean, it also opened up, you know, venues for indie movies to be seen. So, I mean, there's always some good with the evil, but it's a matter of, you know, where do you draw the line? So, at least we went into Steam knowing it's digital only. Well, that's true, yeah. I mean, we were very aware that we were not technically owning the games. I've seen a lot of stuff pulled from Steam, too. I had, like, things in my cart that just disappeared. Or things in my wish list that just disappeared. So... that too, but I don't have a 4K TV to get the full experience. Aww. Well, you should get one. They're cheap. It's one of the few things of technology that are actually cheap these days. Is the TVs. You already got the expensive part, the thing you hook up to the TV. The TV itself has probably cost you less than your PS5 did. Can't see much good from the Sony announcement, though. I don't think I can see it. Well, no, not really. There aren't any. I mean, if it's a case where a title is only available digitally, I mean, I'm going to look at what my options are before I give anybody any money. If it's an indie game, I'll check itch.io. If it's, you know, a big AAA title, I'll check GOG, because they actually get a lot of big AAA titles. They got Cyberpunk. You can own Cyberpunk legitimately, digitally, if you get the GOG version. Why the fuck would anybody buy it on Steam? That said, I have the Steam version, but it was gifted to me, to be fair. I did pay for the DLC, though. Also, Gabe Newell is very much a fighter against stuff like live service games and has been at the forefront of consumer rights, ironically. Well, all right. You have GOG Cyberpunk? Good for you. I have, see, originally I went to GOG for the old games, like the old classic games that they made more easy to run on modern systems. And then they started carrying newer stuff as well. So, yeah, I mean, it's getting to be like that's going to be the only way to preserve games. GOG just got Doom Eternal. Nice. I should get all the whatever Dooms they have. Desperately tried to find a new PC with a CD DVD. What? CD DVD drive? Yeah, those don't exist anymore. They literally do not have them included anymore. I had to get one separately. I got a good one separately. So, technically, you have GOG Cyberpunk as well. Just bung me a disc. I mean, totally not sharing it. Well, and that's the thing also, is it's DRM free. I'm going to talk about timing. How many people will be forced to game on PC for the newer stuff and older? And now the price hike on PC parts because of AI. Yeah, oh yeah, I know. See where it's all headed? Well, and the thing is like, where are people going to go? They created this whole shitstorm of a situation purely out of the desire to control everything. And now they've created a situation that nobody can function within. Where do we go for the games? What hardware are we going to play them on? You know, like, no one plays retro. Yeah. Has all the Goom games. The Goom games. Love them Goom games. Up to Eternal. Very nice. I'll have to grab those. I have all the Doom games in various places. I was playing a bunch of them actually for the first time fairly recently. Played just on a whim. I popped in Doom 64 and then just ended up playing the entire game because it was a lot of fun. And then I was like, well, I should play Doom 3. Everybody says that's a really good scary one. So we played Doom 3 and it was a really good scary one. Really enjoyed that one a lot. And then started Doom 2016, but haven't got back to it yet. And that one is just a bloodbath. It's ridiculously violent. Was loving it. But, yeah. How are you expected to work without those drives? Most of my stuff is on DVDs. Well, because PCs are mostly digital only now. I mean, they don't sell any software on CDs anymore. Even if you order like a physical version of Windows, they'll send it to you on a USB stick, you know. Doom is called an ego shooter in Germany. That's funny. Go fuck yourself, Hideki Nishino. Is that the Sony guy? Yeah. I'm getting real tired of all these fucking billionaires and mega corporations just ruining everything, quite frankly. Like, just enshittificating every single aspect of our lives because they want to get their fingers in all these pies. And it's like, get out of my life. Things were fine before. Why'd you have to go and fuck it all up? One more thing about Steam that's good for preservation he gave the green light for Steam OS to be installed on normal desktop PCs, pushing against Windows and moving to Linux. GOG Galaxy has native integrated support as well. Well, there you go. I don't know if I'm ready to go for like a whole new operating system. I'm very deep in the Windows ecosystem now. Although I did switch over to Brave for my browser. Actually been enjoying that quite a bit. Been slowly migrating over my logins and stuff, but you know. Everyone back to DOS. Get in the truck. Yeah. Seems like a quarter of the big entertainment media is now being ran by cucks. The hell is going on? I know, right? And we're the ones getting cucked. At last, you joined the Brave Brigade. Oh, do you use Brave as well? Yeah. I just, I did a Google search, ironically, to look for an alternative. I was using DuckDuckGo, which I still have, but DuckDuckGo is a little resource heavy. It actually crashed my computer a few times just trying to launch the browser. But the thing I like about Brave is it's very light on the resources comparatively. Chrome just started to feel so bloated, and what prompted me was I had some kind of memory leak that was just running rampant and slowing my system to a crawl. I've opened up Task Manager, it's fucking Chrome, sitting there idle, doing nothing, just gobbling up memory like fucking Pac-Man. So, yeah, switched to Brave the same day. I thought, well, I can try to trace this memory leak and figure out what's causing it, or I can just find a browser that doesn't do that. So, with Firefox is bad for that too, which I also have, but I don't really use for much. I mean, join Brave, but busy late, so I hope they'll do it soon. Yeah, it's nice. It's good. I'm liking it. I still use Google for image searches, and that's about it. But I have all the AI shit turned off. That's the other nice thing about Brave is it lets you turn all the AI shit off. So I am daily. Remember Bing? I don't either. What was your first search? Oh, I don't know. Oh, my first search engine. Yeah, MSN and Yahoo. Oh no. My first search engine was probably I think it was web crawler. That was it. Web crawler. And then after that was Hotbot. And then I think after that is when Google came along. And when they started, they were really good. And Ask Jeeves. I did use Ask Jeeves a little bit, but yeah, it was mainly web crawler was my main one for a long time, and then Hotbot. Never used MSN or Yahoo. So I'm daily driving Bazite Linux for general use. I've not had an issue so far. And for browsers, I switched to Opera GX for its firewall, pop-up blockers, and built-in free VPN. I have a VPN app that I use. I use Windscribe. Their Discord is fun. It has lots of fun emotes. Windows will be here to stay, fortunately and unfortunately. Digital slavery is upon us. My first search engine was Alta Vista and Ask Jeeves. I did use Yahoo. I used Yahoo a little bit, but not much. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when we get those America Online discs all the time. So, web crawler, web crawler, thwip. Yes. I remember using Lycos. Wow, I haven't heard that name in a while. Yahoo and MSN were probably mine, then shortly after, because I am younger, went to Google. Yeah, 20 free hours. Yeah, when they measured your internet time in hours and billed you for hours used. America Online. You've got mail. And for messengers, I used ICQ for quite a while. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. That was a fun one. And then, what else did I use? Did I ever use Yahoo Messenger? I might have used Yahoo Messenger for a little bit. What is up with the Halloween countdown? Why is it? I didn't even notice that. Apparently nobody else did either. I'll fix it in a bit. First internet searching was AOL keywords. Oh, God. So many dirty chats on ICQ. Yeah, there were. My first internet chat room was on Tripod. You remember Tripod? Yeah, appropriately enough for sex chats. And it was basically chat rooms. And but there was a very nice little community aspect there. A lot of regulars, and got to know a number of people there. It was good. Made my first website on GeoCities. It was crap. It's long gone. Yeah. I also, eventually, I think I started on GeoCities, and then I made one on Tripod, because Tripod was, what all the cool kids were using. So, I think I remember you talking about the internet Wild Wild West from Yahoo. Yeah. I tended not to use Yahoo very much. But yeah, no, a lot of craziness back then. The internet was more fun, honestly. It was far less regulated, far less big brothery. But then all the corporations moved in and just shitified everything. Yahoo Messenger. Then I ran into Stickam, and the rest is history. Yes. Hardly used MSN Messenger, used AIM the most. Actually, I did use MSN Messenger a fair amount when it was like a separate thing. And then eventually switched over to Skype, which I used for quite a while. Enjoyed the group chat on that. Had a few. The problem was Skype was really bad at multiplexing, so it could only send through one audio stream at a time. So if you had one person who was really gabby, it was literally impossible to get a word in, because they wouldn't shut the fuck up and you couldn't talk, because they would be talking and dominating that single audio stream. So when Stickam, and the likes came along, yeah, it was better. Well, actually, I think we were using Skype for group chats around the same time we were using Stickam, and then we all moved over to Google Hangouts. But yeah, I had a girlfriend through MSN chat rooms. Very nice. I had many online girlfriends through those. Skype was so successful, it became the brand name for the product. Yeah, basically. And it was it was not, do you use Skype? It was, do you Skype? So Skyping became a verb, which is, your product is successful when it transcends simply being the name of the app. A Canadian girlfriend? Excellent. And I had many UK girlfriends. Wink, wink. No, I never used Omegle. It's funny, Omegle shut down because of all the perverts. But now there's Omi.tv, which is literally just Omegle under a different name. It's like, well, so much for getting rid of the perverts, I guess. Oh, wait, it's a nation that loves perverts, so that makes sense. Monkey, that one I don't know. I'm following Taylor Swift on Instagram. On Instagram? No. On foot. Creepy. Hi, Thomas. How you doing? We're just lamenting about the state of physical media and reminiscing about the Wild West days of the internet. I don't know if I'm actually going to get any filming done today. Whatever. I'm not stressed about it. Today just kind of wiped me out, honestly, because, I mean, the news about the Sony news dropped last night. Banged out my very quick video about it. And then went to bed. I woke up and I just been fielding comments and responses and everything all day. But that's not the part that wore me out. That was nice, you know, get all that engagement and stuff and see that people were as fired up about it as I was. Well, am. And then, yeah, I think it was just kind of thinking about the whole situation. Kind of wore me down. Yeah, I heard about Sony. Yeah, I think everybody did. The connection sound was horrible, like getting your teeth drilled. You're talking about like dial-up internet? Yeah. All you saw in there was pervs whipping their meats and pranks and jump scares on Omegle. Yeah. I mean, there's still a lot of pranks now. There's a few YouTubers that I follow that do Omegle things. But, you know, genuinely creative and interesting ones. Funny ones, you know. But, yeah. Not much. I've never used those. They didn't really appeal to me. Like, just kind of random, like chat roulette, I guess was the original form of that. And, I don't know, those kinds of things never really appealed to me. I prefer this, which is more casual. Can we try the Zoom again? Aha! It worked that time. Okay. By the way, Twitch recently allowed streamers to stream roulette cam sites like Omegle again. What? But they would be fully punished if anything was shown. Well, yeah, there's literally no point. There is no point to doing that. That's like, you know, if you play an online game with someone you don't know and they start shouting racial slurs or something, you know, I mean, that's, yeah, it's not good. Well, we've actually been talking about that all night. T. Caruso. So feel free to roll back the VOD later and see what we talked about. But yeah, that's been the subject of the day. Fuck, I should just change the title of the stream. It's talking about that whole Sony situation. Yeah, I mean, we already know Xbox is going to be next. I think they've already announced something, haven't they? Along those lines, they want to go digital only. Nintendo will definitely follow suit at some point. we were saying actually we were kind of surprised they weren't the first to do it. Didn't they have some similar malarkey about just the code in a box? Yeah. I don't know. And you know they want to come for our movies. They want to control it all, man. They want it all to be under their digital tyranny. So they can dictate what we can watch, when we can watch it, how we can watch it. Because a lot of stuff you see is censored. You know? Like fucking Crocodile Dundee. The version on streaming now is what they call the Encore cut, which censors a whole bunch of shit for, political correctness reasons. Now, I'm all about being polite, but I'm also about historical accuracy. And things being a product of their time, just leave them as they were, because that's what they are. To me, that's erasing history. So thankfully, I had just bought the Crocodile Dundee trilogy on Blu-ray, and it is the original uncut versions. And but that's probably the last time we'll ever see those released. So I'm glad I bought them when I did. There's a lot of examples of that. I mean, look at The Simpsons on Disney Plus. They don't have that Michael Jackson episode. You can get it on the season 1 DVD. Oh, wait, those are out of print now, aren't they? Oh, well. This is the world we live in now. You see something you want on physical media, don't wait on it, because that might be the last time you ever see it. That's the world we're in now. And it's only going to get worse. I don't think physical media is going to go away forever. I think it will kind of be like Laserdisc was back in the day. It'll be more niche, for hardcore film fanatics and collectors like us. And that's fine to an extent. The only problem is it means that we'll be paying out the ass. I mean, we're already, boutique label titles are already quite expensive, but, I think they're worth it for what they, for what they're doing for film preservation. And, I mean, you have companies like Arrow doing the best editions ever of studio films, as well as they don't do as much cult stuff as they used to, but I mean, they've become our last hope for studio films, it seems. And then you got all the other boutiques like Vinegar Syndrome and Severin and all them doing just incredible transfers and collections of obscure rarities that you'll just never see anywhere else. Absolutely worth every penny. But the few things that the big studios seem to release are, evergreen titles that have just had umpteen releases over the years, like the Terminator movies and stuff, giving us the worst ever versions of those. And then, whatever the latest big blockbusters are. But even a lot of the latest big blockbusters don't get releases. Look how long it took for Barbarian to come out on physical. Like 4 years. The Burma says it'd be great if the Australian version of Crocodile Dundee was just totally recut to be an American in the role. For shits and giggles. Yeah. Thomas says, well, I'm dealing with an eBay buyer trying to get what they ordered off me for free, claiming I sent one pair of shorts dirty. What? I did my best imitation of Amazon apologies and said send it back and I'd refund. They said they would and threatened negative feedback. Then 2 hours later, they messaged saying they'll just throw it away. I replied saying no refund then because I'm not letting them have the shorts for free. Well, yeah, exactly. I reported it to eBay with screenshots of the full conversation. Jesus Christ. I've had to deal with shit like that before. I hate buyers that are psycho or trying to rip you off or trying to get something for free, like, come on. Well, hope that works out in your favor, because that's bullshit. Yeah, I remember once I was selling some old VHS tapes, and one of them it was an older release. It wasn't like the greatest release. It wasn't the highest quality tape or whatever, but it is what it is. It's like I showed everything in um the listing and whatnot, and it was very clear what it was, and you could easily look up information about that specific release. I mean, it was one of those like EP commercial releases, which were all the rage in the mid to late 90s, because they were cheaper to produce. So anyway, I sold it to this woman, and then I didn't have my internet for like a month, and then I come back, and there's all these angry messages from her saying like, "Oh, this tape doesn't play properly. I'm worried that it's going to damage my machine, and like I reported you to PayPal for trying to rip me off and send me a tape that's going to damage my machine." Blah blah blah. And there's all these things just like PayPal, his address doesn't match eBay, and it was just because the formatting of the address was a little different. It was still the same address, like apartment, street number. And one like had apartment hyphen street number. One had street number and then apartment number. It's still the same fucking address. So she was trying to make it out like I was trying to pull a fast one because the address was formatted a little differently. And it's like, it's the same address. Like different forms wanted in different ways. Some want you to put the apartment on a second line. Some might you just put it in the first line. Like, I mean, it is ridiculous. So anyway, I finally got in touch with her and I said, "Oh, I'm sorry about that. I didn't know that the tape had issues. I just got like a big batch of tapes and there was no way I could possibly test them all. I just got them all used and was basically just clearing them out." I said, "But if you like, I actually do remastering. I can run the tape through my machine and make you like a nice cleaned up duplicate of it and stuff." And I was very gracious about it, considering the absolute psychotic messages she left. I think in that case I just gave her a refund. I mean, it wasn't even much. I think it was like $10 or something. Like, chill out. But because I wasn't able to respond right away, she thought I was trying to rip her off, and then she was trying to find all these ways to prove that I was ripping her off. And it's like, I wasn't trying to rip you off. I just didn't have the internet for a couple weeks, So many people are just consuming art as if it's a TikTok reel. Yeah. I once bought an HK action film from Amazon. The cover was from an X-rated feature, but the infos were from Red Force 1 and 2. I got the film, but that seller seemed so scammy. Same name and numbers in different orders. Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, you could clearly see it was the same address, just formatted a little differently. And that's not going to make any difference, I don't know. People are dumb. I hate people. Except you guys. You guys are cool, but it's those other people. It is like miserably muggy tonight. It's not particularly hot. It's just miserably muggy. What annoyed me is that I said no refund for it. Oh, hold on. I think I missed half the story. Hold on. Let's see here. Dealt with an asshole who bought some old Warhammer magazines off me and said they were not as described. What annoyed me is that I said no refund for it as they were described accurately, but eBay gave him my address. Oh my God. What, did he show up at your door? I was furious because he sent them back without certain ones, which he kept, and refunded him fully. Like, they actually gave this guy my home address. I managed to get my money back from eBay, though, because I threatened them with legal action. There was no negative feedback after that. Yeah, no doubt. Holy shit. That's, Now, who was sketchier in that case, the customer or eBay? postman is being difficult. Well, geez, you're just having a grand old time over there. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to change the title of this stream. Good enough. Yeah, no doubt, eh? What? The Ewok films. I remember for the longest time, the Ewoks and Droids cartoons were not available in full. They were only available as cut down movie versions on DVD. I got the Droids one, I didn't get the Ewoks one. That's one nice thing about Disney Plus is when they incorporate all the Lucasfilm stuff, they put up high definition versions of Droids and Ewoks in their original broadcast form. So it's the first time they've been available uncut in a long time. Gee, sure would be nice to have a Blu-ray set of those, though. And the Ewok films are redubbed. See, now you're talking about the German dub, I'm assuming. See, that's not unusual. That happens with English dubs all the time too. Where, like, for example, take the Godzilla films. There were ones that when I grew up watching the Godzilla films in the 70s and 80s, the original Showa era, they had English dubs that were in pretty common circulation. You'd see them on, at the Saturday matinee at the Five and Dime Theater, or you'd see them on Saturday afternoon television. But the thing about those is they tended to be censored versions. Like, yes, even Godzilla would get censored. So they'd be cut down versions, and they would have these English dubs. Later, Toho themselves did new English dubs, which they, because they felt the old English dubs were kind of inferior. But the funny thing is like the janky cheesiness of those old English dubs was part of the charm and part of the fun of those old Godzilla movies, right? Much like Kung Fu movies at the time, where they would have cheesy English dubs. I'm sure a lot of them have been redubbed over the years too. But there we go. The table wasn't fully set. So years later, Toho did their own English dubs with improved translation and presumably acting, and released the movies uncut. So it's great to have them uncut, but at the same time, I kind of missed the old English dubs, those are the ones I grew up with. So, hey, good old fans got a hold of recordings of all the old English dubs, matched them up with the high def visuals of the new versions. In some cases, matched them to the uncut versions of the films. In others, um, basically recreated the old cut down versions. So I basically have all the different versions of the English dubs for that. Then the thing is, when Toho did their new dubs, the old dubs were retired, never to be re-released again. We will never see those ever again. So, yeah, but I managed to track them all down. So, at least all the ones that I think the only one that still uses the old dub is Godzilla versus Megalon for some reason. I don't know why, but it's still the same dub as it's always had, which is delightful for me. But yeah, we were talking about that too. VHS is making a comeback, so, and vinyl, of course, that's been back for a bit. Disney is allergic to making money, apparently, or they just think they'll make more from Disney Plus, which is ridiculous. I don't see how they can possibly make more from a subscription model than they would selling individual physical items, I propose Disney doesn't like its classic live action films. Oh, I know. Where are the uncut versions of those released? Oh, I know. It was me. It was you who bought all the Warhammer magazines. You bastard. I'm just going to read some G.I. Joe comics. Oh, no. Where did I leave off? I was like way over here. Yeah, there we are. Oh, you thought I was joking? No, I'm just going to read some comics. Fuck it. Fine. I'll wait. The final compendium of those is coming out soon. A couple months, I think. Where is my long-awaited re-release for Song of the South? Yeah, that's never coming out again. That said, I have some kind of scan of that. I can't remember. I had a Laserdisc rip of it. There was a Japanese Laserdisc release of that, which I had for the longest time. But anyway, I really hope we get a cheese bubble in Hollywood. We have to get as cheesy with the blockbusters as possible. That way we can change the Overton window and get fully M-rated back in theaters. I see. So, yeah, actually, Rose and I were talking about that. How even she's like bored with Hollywood stuff. Like the Marvel movies and whatnot. Like some of them are good, but she just doesn't care. And I mean, she's like the target demographic. So it's available from Spain. Oh, a famous Spanish bootleg. Yeah, I'm sure that's totally official. I have a couple of those of other movies that were difficult to come by at the time. Mostly from the movies from the Redemption Films collection. Yeah. And then I managed to get my hands on the Redemption Films edition, so that became redundant. And then Indicator put out a 4K of that particular film, so it became doubly redundant. So, Disclosure Day and Supergirl were actually pretty good. Yes, and didn't they both bomb at the box office? I heard Masters of the Universe was a lot of fun, too. Also bombed at the box office. The ones that are doing really well, are the little upstart indies, you know, made by YouTubers. Well, I've been saying, like, you talk about get back to cheesy. I've been saying for a while they gotta move away, especially for comic book movies and like sci-fi and fantasy stuff. They gotta move away from this like everything has to be realistic and believable. It's like it's a superhero movie. There's nothing remotely realistic or believable about it to begin with. Devil Wears Prada too. Yeah, I'd love to see that. I really liked the first one. Meryl Streep was incredible in that. Just terrifying. So you are the only person I've heard say that, dude. I'm talking about the new one. The new one. It just came out. Universally loved from what I've seen. People were even praising Jared Leto, which you never see. So, I don't know, dude. They've totally ruined Thor. Have they? I don't know. The last one I saw was Ragnarok, which I thought was great. So, yeah, that's old news, dude. The whole thing about Sony taking over, well, you are literally the only person I've heard say that, for what that's worth. But hey, we like what we like. But, yeah, T. Caruso says, I did hear something that Sony might take over some of the Disney titles. I haven't been to the movies in like over here. Well, yeah, but that's old news. That was, basically Disney was handing over distribution, physical media distribution to Sony. I don't know what the status of that is. I don't know what they're bringing out, but yeah, seems like horror is really the moneymaker these days, specifically indie horror. Yeah. And the thing is, like, as much as horror gets shat on all the time, it is like the one genre that always endures. It never goes away. Oh, it goes through trends, sure, but the genre itself sticks around. Well, I can't. I have no opinion on that, dude. So I can't even have this discussion with you. I haven't seen the movie. So, I mean, it's a He-Man movie. How great do you expect the writing to be? You know, I'm not going into He-Man expecting Shakespeare. You know what I'm saying? I'm expecting a good cheesy sci-fi fantasy good time with some nods to the cartoon. You know, if I get that, then I'm happy because that's all I want. That's all I need from a movie like that. If you want a He-Man with more depth, well, the 2002 series is getting a Blu-ray release. So, there you go. To be fair, I'm more or less talking about getting more Deadpool and Wolverines. Hey, I'd be down for that. Also, wouldn't hurt to get an R-rated action thriller again. Yeah, like I definitely agree there. And like, because I remember when I grew up in the 80s, all the action movies were R-rated. I mean, I considered action to be like borderline horror sometimes because of how gory a lot of them were. And, you know, F-bombs galore, blood and guts all over the place. As a kid, you know, I found them scary in the same way that I found horror movies scary because of the violence. You know, but yeah, that's something I've said for a while too, is that there needs to be a return to more R-rated stuff. And my hope was that that's where it was going to go when the Deadpool movies did so well. All three of them, hard R's. Boffo box office. Through the sales, through the roof sales of the home video releases, you know, like, I was like, okay. He said that, oh, we can't do R-rated because not enough people see them. Deadpool, highest rated R-rated movie of all time. Never mind R-rated superhero movie. R-rated movie of all time. So, yeah. fuck your opinion on that. You're wrong, Studio Suits. Stop looking in your pocketbooks and look at what people actually want to see. So, like a Star Wars movie made less money than a small indie horror movie. Oh, I know. That would have been unheard of 10 or 20 years ago. Yeah. But I mean, to be fair, it was basically a Star Wars TV movie. Kind of like when the Clone Wars animated movie came out. It didn't do Boffo box office either. But, I mean, it's not like Mandalorian was exactly unknown. And I thought I thought the show was pretty good. I like it. I bought all the 4Ks. I'll buy the movie when it comes out. I haven't seen it. Although I watched that first 12 minutes like a dozen times when they had the Fortnite event. Deadpool beat out Passion of the Christ. That's awesome. Deadpool, better than Jesus. Was that Rick Mail? I watched the documentary of that, and he named his, what was it? You'll know this, Vermin. What was the autobiography? He named it Better Than Hitler and More Fun Than Jesus or something. Better Than Hitler, More Fun Than Jesus. The Rick Mail autobiography. Yeah. Fantastic. I love how he made an absolute art out of just being so abusive to the audience. Half of you probably don't even know who I'm talking about, but yeah. All the Brits will know. Huh. I kind of want food, sorta. I don't want to make anything, and I don't want to have leftover stir fry right now. I don't know. Rick Mayall, abusive to the audience, and we love him for it. Yeah, well, because he did it like in a way that nobody else ever did. I don't think he was being abusive to the audience, but at the same time, like he himself was the butt of the joke. You know what I mean? Like it's hard to put into words. When you see him do it, it makes sense, but yeah, I definitely recommend that documentary if you're able to see it. It's on either Sky or Apple TV, depending where you are. Speaking of TV show movies, we got The Simpsons movie 2 next year. I'm cautiously optimistic. Yeah, that'd be good. Ein Guts Butterbrot. Uh, buttered bread. I would have to make a loaf of bread first. Yeah. I don't have any bread currently. We had 2 buns left, and I had enough ground beef to make 3 hamburgers. So I had 2 burgers with the buns, and then I just had another one with barbecue sauce on it. Just, knife and fork. It's quite good. Would have preferred it in a bun, but hey, that's all right. Watched the documentary as soon as yesterday's stream ended. Yeah, it was good, eh? Yeah, I really enjoyed that a lot. Buttered bread, yes. Have the butter, don't have the bread. And Rent just came out, so don't have a lot of money either. I think, what is it? We need a couple things. Hair conditioner. Not an air conditioner. We have one of those. Hair conditioner. It makes you strong. What are they on? Like season 40? I think they are pretty close to season 40. Yeah. And some of the cast has, either died or left. Like, dude, just let them retire. They've done their time. They've done their time. They've made their money. They've made you money. Just let them retire. So, brown German bread, not toast. Ah, so like heartier bread, I'm guessing. Yeah, I do like a nice, dense, hearty bread. We get those kinds of things, like the heavier breads at the supermarket tend to be pricier, but they got more in them, made with more variety of grains and so forth. Good stuff. But I like to toast those up and, either just butter, if it's already a nice flavorful bread, or peanut butter. Get some protein in there. Actually, that's not a bad idea. I might do that. I swear I've got like something stuck in my teeth. I'm gonna try to dig that out and then have a short break, and we'll come back. See you shortly.
He's coming straight for you, Jill.
Wait.
Can I sprint, please?
I know, it feels so slow.
Oh, he's pulling me. That's why. Oh, fuck. I need to find out. I'm gonna die. He's like right on me. There's nothing.
I eliminated myself.
There's nothing. I have no defense. There's nothing I can shoot. There's nothing I can do. The last fucking thing. No!
Jesus. That was dramatic.
You little shit. Why are you just like... Okay, this way. Come this way. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. No. Come up here. Go spaceport. Come on. Ah! How'd you get over here? I was waiting to see...
He teleported.
I was waiting to see him go up the stairs. I just turned around and... Hello. Ah!
Well, anyways,
Stun baton, yeah. And those things do pack a punch, though. And we are gonna need it.
I can't have both.
Listen, you're almost to the watchtower. I had to sneak through, but it's empty now, so...
What was that? How do I get out of here? Hello? I heard something down there.
Small lacerations to arms, legs, and face, typically obtained by running through foliage. Severe blistering to the feet, as though the deceased had been running without stalling.
Jesus Christ. I have a Incredible Hulk figurine on my shelf. Appreciate the support. And we'll see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching, and sayonara.
Anyway, blah, blah, blah. I've been browsing and looking at all kinds of horrible stuff on the internet. I hope no one ever sees the horrible things I was looking at. See this right here? You see this? This little fire icon here? Watch this. You click this. Click clear. Whoom! Wiped. Is that simple. You can also set it so that it does that automatically. Whoom! Whenever you close the browser. And it's as if you had done it. It's as if it's a fresh, clean install every time you load it up. And that's it. It just wipes everything.
That's insane. Insane. Remember, like, not even that long ago, I was like just jizzing all over the place. Terabyte drive soon. Yeah, no kidding. Well, first order. Ah, fuck. I'm fine.
Maybe we should Star Wars. For,
Yeah.
in honor of Jet Blast last blast here. Jet Blast last blast. I love a good
I have
alliteration.
Captain Phasma.
You say Chasma?
Phasma.
Cool.
Captain Chasma?
Shut up. I did not say Chasma.
Captain Chadsma. She's a real Chad. I just replenished my wingsuit, so you can grab that if you want.
Actually, Jedi Assault, I'll take that.
Yeah.
Oh, here they are.
What the hell? How are they zeroing in on me like that?
Oh, they're right here. They are weak as hell. I'm down. Far.
Get one down.
You got him if you can get him.
Got him in midair, baby! Fuck yeah! Bravo! Me, I guess. Hey, victory feels good. Woo! Who's what? What are you snickering about? Share the humor.
I just snickered at you guys. That sounds so enthusiastic.
Oh, just our enthusiasm.
I was making fun
Yeah.
of him, sounding unenthusiastic.
Did you say you were making fun of me?
I don't think so.
I was making fun of him. I'm gonna tower here.
Okay. Behind you.
Gunfire. What even is this?
What? Is that like an obelisk or something?
Yeah, it's weird. Is there a way into it? Is it a building or is it just... No, it's just an obelisk. That's so bizarre. Look at that. Yeah. Literally 2001.
I feel like we're such nerds that we know that.
Doesn't matter anyway.
Oh,
It all becomes poop in the end.
my tummy hurts.
Darth Maul in those? Yeah. Your tummy hurts? Well, I have eaten the same food as you, so... In fact, more of it, because I made two burgers for me. Oh, what else have you had?
I know why my tummy hurts.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I forgot. It shuts the camera off when I switch scenes, so... Now we're on the other side of the room again. Excellent. Is our zoom off again? Can we zoom back in? There we go. Hold on. There. Hello. What is it? Goodbye, fellow nerds. My planet needs me. All right, have a good one, Thingamajig. Thanks for coming out. Oh, it's super lame. Brown German bread is lame. Got you. So go eat the lamest thing possible. Well, the breads I described are actually quite tasty, so I like them. I've seen a few clips of recent episodes. Hearing Marge's voice even makes my throat hurt. Imagine having to do that voice for 40 years. Yeah, I know, right? Crazy. So maybe what we'll try to do tomorrow is get an earlier start. Earlier for me. It'll be later for our UK viewers, but early for me. And just try to go straight into the filming and just try to knock out as much as possible. Oh. We'll see. It all depends what Rose is doing. Because when Rose is home, she tends to be loud. Either watching YouTube at maximum volume or chatting with her friends at maximum volume. So, yeah. The Simpsons has been on forever when they have retconned it to where Homer and Marge were teenagers in the 2000s. Wait a minute. Weren't they originally teenagers in, like, the 60s? Greetings, Andy, again. I'm seeing double. Yeah, got some cool stuff sitting on the floor next to me. Like to do the updates so I can put them all away. Yeah. Put them away. Well, we'll get there. As I was saying, though, I do find the timing kind of funny that I'm doing this tidal wave of physical media updates right as this announcement drops. Because I know a lot of people collect games the same way I collect movies. I mean, I collect games too, but not anywhere near to the extent that a lot of people do. So, yeah. Ugh. At least a lot of my PlayStation 5 backlog is on disc. Stuff that I bought, stuff that viewers have sent. We got some good stuff. At least 2 of the Resident Evil remakes. 2 and 4, I think. I've got 3 somewhere. Steam, I think. So, barely bought any movies lately. I got the new Kino Lorber Blu-ray for Major Pain. And then picked up their release for John Waters' Crybaby. Good old John Waters. Yeah, Criterion. Funny you mentioned John Waters. I was just looking at his filmography the other day. I don't remember what prompted it. Something popped up, and I was like, oh, yeah, John Waters. And I just kind of went down a rabbit hole. Criterion has put out a shit ton of his movies. They love John Waters. So, yeah. I have seen precious little of his films. I respect him as an artist, though. He's quite a character. And there's a quote of his that I've always really liked. If you go home with somebody and they don't have books, don't fuck them. Hey! Money, money, money!
Thomas Wright _ donated $10. Here have the money that eBay buyer wants back without sending me back the items. Yes, I'm being petty, but they're not getting free items.
Yes, I recall. What was that? Pink Flamingos. That's what I need to see. The film he made to offend everybody. With good old Divine. Love Divine. What was this? Here, have the money that eBay buyer wants back without sending me back the items. Yes, I'm being petty, but they're not getting free items. Fuck yeah. I will gladly take their refund. Get scammed more so you can give me more of those refunds. No, hopefully you won't get scammed again. And was it really over $10? I don't know if you're the one being petty there. That sounds pretty petty on their part. Sent me dirty shorts. Well, sorry, that's what you ordered. It says right in the listing, may have Hershey streaks. Yeah. Oh, 10 pounds. Is that 10 pounds? Even better. That's like $20 to me. So, funny story. Well, not really funny story. But, so this is the 4K of Macross Do You Remember Love? The classic anime film based on the original Macross. Really cool film. Love the animation in this. It's okay as a cut down version of the Macross story. It definitely helps if you've seen Macross though, or at least the Robotech version. But worth it for the animation. It's just a gorgeous, gorgeous film. So anyway, there's a sequel, which was done as a 6-part OVA called Macross 2: Lovers Again. A lot of people think that's a sequel to the show. It's not. It's a sequel to this. It's a sequel to the movie. And I always really liked it. Some fans didn't care for it, but I always really liked it. I actually had the North American VHS release, which I think was from US Renditions, which I think is a now defunct label. So there was a Kickstarter, literally 2 years ago, for a Blu-ray edition. That, as the project progressed, will also include a 4K version, apparently, as a free upgrade to everybody who supported. So awesome, very cool. Comes with an art book, all kinds of really cool release. Can't wait for it. We're still waiting for it. To be fair, though, they've been pretty good with updates. They've been keeping everybody up to date, and it sounds like it's imminent. And yeah, so looking forward to receiving that and checking it out. I've already done the update on this, so I can actually open it and check it out. Oh, there we go. Nice hard box case. I think the plan was to do a proper closer look at this at some point. There you go. See that? And then on the back. Now this is actually a Japanese release. I got it through CD Japan. But it includes English subtitles. I'm not sure if it includes the English dub. There is a full English dub on this as well. I don't know if it includes it. But all the inserts are in like just full-blown Japanese. Can't read a thing. Oh, yeah, it's warranty. Just a block of kanji. Yeah. But it includes the DVD, or the DVD. It includes the 4K and the Blu-ray, which is very nice. The only issue is kind of excessive with the DNR, apparently. Saw some comparisons with the previous Blu-ray release, and the Blu-ray kind of looked better. I wonder if that's the Blu-ray that's included, or if the Blu-ray uses the same transfer as the 4K. I don't know. But, unfortunately, this is the only way to get it in English. So, what are you going to do, huh? As an art book, too. Very cool. Oh, and an interview that I can't read. Okay, it's all text. There's nothing but text in here. There. See? Just read that. Lots of insight about the making of the film. But, unfortunately, I can't read. I wonder if I could scan it and then feed it into like Google Translate or something. That might actually work. It's a quality box, though. Very sturdy. I like that. Anyway, I just saw it on the shelf and randomly thought, why not? Released through Bandai Namco. Good old Bandai. They're the Gundam people. Yeah, but for whatever reason, this has never had a domestic release here. It's just, I blame Harmony Gold. Tying up the Macross rights, as usual. It's annoying. You probably already talked about it, but that Stanley Kubrick Criterion set, I want it so bad. Yes. Looks like the price is going to be about $500 for that one. I likely will not be getting it, but you never know. You never know. I am planning to shell out for that Stranger Things set, and that's about $400. So, you know, is it $400? No, it's like $250. Still not cheap, but I mean, to be fair, that's a lot of hours. That's a lot of discs in that set, and it's a 4K set too. So, yeah. Pink Flamingos. Yeah, he put Divine in a lot of his movies. Good old Divine. I always like Divine's music videos, especially for, what is it? You Think You're a Man. That's one. And then the other one was, what the fuck was the other one? The music videos for those are just fun. Stranger Things set comes out July 26th. It is not out now. The release date is July 26th. I know because I pre-ordered it, and that's what they said on the pre-order. You can order the set now, but it is not released until July 26th. Unless they moved the release date up. I don't think they did. I had it pre-ordered and the funds reserved, but it was so long ago they have no longer reserved the funds, so I'm going to have to pay for it again. That's okay. Fortunately, this month we're getting a little extra money. It's a GST month, so I might be able to just barely swing that. The most expensive set that I've paid for is my Ingmar Bergman set. That was $150, but as much as I want it, that $400 to $500 will be going to bills and living. Yeah, I know. But one priority for me is Hammer has announced a few new items that I want to order, which will bring me back up to date. I think there's is there a Hammer title, or is it I think it's just a Hammer Presents. There's a Hammer Presents title. There might be a Hammer one as well. I'll have to double check. But the other thing is there's a book. There's like a coffee table book about the history of Hammer. They've been putting out a few of those, documentaries and books. I've been buying all of them. So I definitely want to get up to date on those. Those ones I make a point of trying to stay up to date, because if you fall behind, it can be expensive to get caught up again. Hammer puts out a lot of stuff. They've really gone all in with being their own boutique label. They put out about 3 different things a month, if not more, sometimes. So it definitely pays to stay caught up so you don't fall behind. But, yeah. If I had a hammer, yes. But yeah, already it's quite an impressive collection. We'll be taking a deeper look at those in the near future. Probably around Halloween, we'll start digging into those. But yeah, I want to get the updates done, and then I want to get into doing some closer looks and unboxings, so I can actually start watching a lot of the movies that I bought. Basically, my thing is, if it's a big box set, I wait. I open it. I'm going to do the unboxing and everything on camera for a video, and we'll take a look at everything together for the first time. With a few exceptions. There were some I just couldn't wait, so yeah. Yeah, it's coming out in October as their big Halloween release. It's going to be one of the big box sets for Dracula. Yeah, I hope that they don't pull the same shit they pulled with Curse of Frankenstein and won't ship it to Canada because Warner Archive has it locked up in North America. Yeah. Annoying. Especially annoying because normally they just ship worldwide. Like, no fuss, no muss. And that's it. But, not that one for some reason. It's literally the only one. All the others they ship to Canada, so I usually buy them straight from the Hammer website. Yep. After all this, I feel like watching something lighter tonight. Maybe some He-Man cartoons from that Blu-ray set. Or maybe some more Combatler V. I haven't watched that for a bit. I'd like to get back to that. I don't know. But yeah, Dracula's coming out in October. And I definitely want it. That's the one franchise I've watched in full. I watched all 9 of the Dracula movies. Ugh. No, I'm not in the mood for Red Dwarf. I'm in the mood for cartoons right now. Also, I've been up to my eyeballs in British television lately. And I've seen all of Red Dwarf before, so there's not really very much that's new to me. I mean, there's the rest of the remastered versions. I haven't watched all of those yet, but no, I would have to rip the discs again, and I just freed up all that disc space. I'm trying to watch things that I've already ripped, so I can delete them and free up that disc space, you know, so yeah. How's the cats doing? Cats are doing great. One of them's asleep over there right now. Are they both asleep over there? Nope, one's in with Rose, and one is out here with me. Taking photos of CDs I will be selling on eBay. Excellent. Have you watched any more Red Dwarf? Or read any Pink Dwarf? Red Dwarf isn't available in Germany, so import it. Amazon UK ships everywhere. I mean, I live in Canada. It's not available here either. I imported it. And that's even farther away. Remember, you're on the World Wide Web. You don't have to limit yourself to what's available domestically. You can buy things from everywhere. And I'm pretty sure that's the same region coding in your area, so no problem. Oh, I got the ebooks of Pink Dwarf. Book 1 is in physically available on Amazon, and I finished series 2. Excellent. That's cool. So Pink Dwarf is available physically, is it? I'm kind of tempted to pick that up for my Red Dwarf collection. If only for the novelty factor. Fun. It's complicated. I want to watch it with my family. Okay. So import it. Watch it with your family. I don't know what to tell you. Now, if it's a dubbing or subtitles issue, crap, I don't know where I put the insert. Backing. Maybe it says in the book. Rotersverg. Only book 1. Yes, I understood what you meant. That only book 1 is available physically. That is the disc. Oh, there's the book. Hold on. I don't know if they have tech specs on here. There's additional commentaries on the Body Snatcher collection. That's cool. Talking about the remastered version specifically. Yeah, it doesn't mention anything about subtitles or alternate languages in here, so I don't know. So yeah, there actually is like a fair amount of stuff here I haven't seen. Like, I don't think I've watched all the extras for the later series. There's this wonderful bonus disc which has all the Easter eggs from the DVDs, which is great, just to kind of have them all compiled. Very nice. Such a great set. I could stream it, but without subs. You want to read about the two Rimmers? Oh, I bet you do. I bet you do. Yes, I know you're German. You have mentioned this many, many times. I have not forgotten. Don't worry. Do they speak English? You do, clearly. Unless you've been using Google Translate this whole time, I don't know. But I doubt that, because you're understanding what I'm saying, so... Yes. I know there's, like, travel apps you can get, which will translate vocally into whatever the local language is. Kind of neat. Always puts me in mind of the Babelfish. Only you. Ah. So they'll just have to pay attention to when you're laughing. And then they'll know which parts are funny. Well, and what's hilarious is in the very first episode, there's a little jab at Germans. It's like, what's it like? Lister asks Rimmer, what's it like? And he says, what, being dead? Yeah. It's like being on vacation with a group of Germans. I wonder how that joke would land with the family. Better have some of that boring bread on hand just in case. Yes, I have watched Red Dwarf many, many times. Well, the first, I'd say the first 6 series especially. I've watched 7 and 8 a couple times as well, and 9. I think I've only seen the later ones once, so definitely due for a revisit on those. But the thing is, whenever I revisit Red Dwarf, I don't just want to watch one series, I want to watch everything, you know. It's one that I like to just sit down and watch the whole works. Hanging with the boys from the Dwarf, you know. Yep. Face blue smiling. Oh, God, what a write-off of the day. Holy shit. Well, I think what I'm going to do is retire for the evening and watch a little something just to relax. No pressure. Just something nice. I still got to watch that War Games in Color. I haven't seen that one yet. Might check that one out. I'm not really in a Doctor Who mood though, funny enough. After I just did the big thing. Yeah, Tomorrow People was great. I bought the North American set of that. A&E Video here put it out. And I'd like to get the UK set, because apparently the UK set has some different commentaries, which are quite entertaining. Apparently one of the cast and crew got quite drunk over the course of the commentaries. But yeah, I enjoyed that one because it was formatted very similarly to Doctor Who, where it was a series of serialized stories. And theme song by Ron Grainer as well, the original composer of the Doctor Who theme song. Even though that theme song is more Delia Derbyshire than it is Ron Grainer. But especially if you know Ron Grainer's usual musical style. Very different from Doctor Who. But yeah, he was like the Henry Mancini of British television. He did like so many theme songs throughout the 60s and 70s. And yeah, Tomorrow People was a lot of fun. See, that one's been brought back a few times. There was a series done in the 90s that ran for a few seasons. And there was one in the 2000s more recently, which didn't last very long, unfortunately. But yeah, I love the old 70s one, and just that old style of, janky chroma key and all shot on video. But the thing that really sells it is everybody just is so invested and like takes and like everything, no matter how ridiculous it gets, they all treat super seriously, and it's just a great, very likable cast, and some fun stories. The early seasons, especially the first I'd say like 4 or 5 series are pretty solid. I think it goes off the rails a little bit in the later series, but it's still fun. It's a good show. That's one I wouldn't mind revisiting as well. I haven't watched that in ages, but I'll probably wait until I pick up the British set just to have that, be able to watch it in the original PAL format. Hey MB, it is. I gotta lean way over 3:56 a.m. I'm gonna be signing off shortly. Halloween 2026 plans. Yes, massive plans, actually, which were originally the Halloween 2025 plans. But going to be doing a lot of stuff on the YouTube channel for Halloween this year. And probably going to start a little early because we've got so much in the pipeline. I've literally been working on stuff for Halloween since last Halloween, which is why I didn't see much last year, because it wasn't ready yet. But we're almost ready to go on all that stuff, so once it's ready, I'm not even going to wait until Halloween to drop it all. I'm just going to drop it when it's ready. So and then for Halloween itself, hopefully, if all goes according to plan, I'll have all the updates out of the way, and we'll be up to date on that, and then we can start on closer looks of all the various horror collections I got over the past little while, and hopefully get into some reviews again as well. At the very least, I've got a big Halloween special that we've been working on literally since last year. So going to be finishing that up and getting it launched. And then we have what I like to call the biggest horror update ever, which is a massive, massive series of updates of all the new stuff I got for the collection. So yeah, there will be a lot heading your way. So the Cold War episodes are pretty gruesome. Yeah, it's been a long time since I've watched them, honestly. I don't remember like a ton of details, but I kind of binged it. Like I just started. I was like, I should watch this set. Like I got the set really cheap, as I recall, back in the day, and I was like, I should watch these. I haven't actually sat down and watched them, so I started watching. Just started with disc 1, and then I just ended up binging all 70 something episodes. I just got sucked right in and loved it. But I remember seeing a bit of it when it was on television on YTV here in Canada, and I didn't really care for it much then. It just seemed like a kind of cheap Doctor Who knockoff, especially with the format of the show being essentially the same format, a series of serials. But then in my older, less cynical years, I gave it, less cynical towards some things. I gave it another chance with the DVDs and just fell in love with it. I just absolutely loved it. So, yeah, go tomorrow, people. But 12:56 in Germany, yeah. You're a bad Brit. You've never seen any version of Tomorrow People. Well, if you're going to see any version at all, go with the original. I mean, it's the best one. Glorious low-budget 70s British sci-fi. Oh, I exposed you to Tomorrow People? Well, awesome. You're welcome. That's something I like to hear, and that's one of the reasons I do what I do. Is, I mean, I like a lot of stuff, as you guys know, and pretty wide and eclectic tastes. And people ask me sometimes, like, well, why don't you talk about this show or this franchise or whatever, or this movie series? And I'm like, well, because everybody talks about those. Like, what could I possibly say that hasn't been said a million times already? I much prefer to talk about things that are maybe a little more obscure, maybe a little less known, and kind of put them in the spotlight, Like how many videos I do about Cops, the animated series, or Jason the Wheeled Warriors, which a lot of people had never even heard of before. So I was happy to introduce them to it. So, you know, I'm glad that you know, Tomorrow People had the same effect. And I think The Star Lost was another one, the very low budget Canadian series. I did a bunch of videos about it. So, yeah, I love when I can introduce people to something new that they might have not heard of before, and then it becomes something that they enjoy. Robotech and Voltron, yeah. I still talk about those because there's a lot of interesting things to say about both of them. Well, actually, just tonight I showed the Macross movie, which is based on the series that became the first series of Robotech, the first generation of Robotech. So, yeah. My brain is cottage cheese. It's just been a depressing day, man. Like, wow. Sony just shit the bed today. So, anyway, it just makes me more determined than ever to support physical media while we can. You know? So I'll keep supporting it, at least with the movies and TV shows and comics and books. So, introduced me to Universal Monsters. That's a big one. I'm very happy to have done so. And those 50 movie Mill Creek sets, yes, and I know that you've like immediately embraced the joy of those. I remember you were doing a series on your YouTube channel centered around those. Was it Sunday Schlockfest or something like that? Where you would pick a movie from one of those sets and watch it, and sometimes it would be just awful, but still entertaining in its awfulness. And other times it would be, you know, a hidden gem, which is funny. A lot of movies from, as much as people shit on those sets, a lot of movies from those 50 movie sets have since gotten like deluxe royal treatment releases, like on Blu-ray and sometimes 4K from the boutique labels, you know. Oh, you lost them? Did you delete them, or did something happen to your channel? That sucks. Sorry to hear that. The Hitchhiker series is cut in Germany to fit in the time slot. Oh. Duck. Damn autocorrect. Oh, the times lot. Yes. I know you meant time slot. Fortunately, Hitchhiker's Guide has been released multiple times over on physical media, so I mean you can definitely get that one pretty easily. Yeah, I originally saw that on PBS here in Canada, which is commercial free. It was supported by viewers and donations from big corporations. So it's basically the Canadian equivalent of the BBC. That's where I saw it, and they would just show them uncut. Still haven't seen it uncut. Yes, it was released on Blu-ray. I have it right here. And it has everything that was on the DVDs, plus a whole bunch of new stuff. I might see about grabbing the UK release of this as well, because for some reason when they put these on Blu-ray for North America, they de-interlace them, whereas like they put them out in 1080p, whereas and also switch to 30 frames per second instead of the original 25. So with the UK releases, for the shows like this, they tend to release them in 1080i, which preserves the video look of the original video footage. So yeah, but this is quite a nice set, I will say, and it has a booklet with it. Look at that. loads of extras. Yeah, great stuff. I was thinking of having a rewatch of this sometime soon because my brother, Cass, Toon Man Plays, just turned 42 last month. And I'm like, well, since you turned 42, we need to have a rewatch of this. And he was like, okay. So we might do a special screening on that, a birthday screening. Have Cass join me in the voice chat, get our running commentary and gags and whatnot. I also still have my original DVD release, Hitchhiker's Guide. I love Hitchhiker's Guide. I also have a vinyl of the album version of Series 1 of the radio show, which is not just the radio show. It's actually, they reunited most of the original cast and remade it specifically for the album. And to be honest, I actually prefer that version in terms of the performances over the original radio show. I've heard both. And I feel like when you compare the two, the performances in the original radio show are more subtle, more sedated. Whereas you go to the album version, which was done after they'd done the whole radio series and the TV show, everyone is much more settled into their characters and gives much more lively performances. Zaphod especially, Mark Wing-Davey as Zaphod. You compare his performance in the original Series 1 of the radio show to the album version, it's a night and day difference. Like the album version is more the Zaphod you think of, like much more lively and bombastic in his performance and such. Whereas in the original, he was a lot more understated in a lot of ways. So, yeah. So I nuked my channel and turned it into a stream dumping group, and now I don't want to stream. So it's just a shadow of its former self. Oh, I see. You were just gonna use it to archive streams, basically, like what I do. Well, one of the things I use my YouTube channel for. But interesting. Now I don't want to stream, so it's just a shadow of its former self. Well, hey, look at it this way. Not doing videos and streams means you've just got more time to enjoy all your collection, you know? So. I once accidentally bought a mangled German version of Natural Born Killers. Oh my god. It's censored to hell, but the intro shows all the violence added. What? Okay. But my Laser Paradise Natural Born Killers box set is a treasure. Oh, interesting. Yeah, that one, I actually had the Laserdisc set of that when they put out the director's cut. I had the original theatrical Laserdisc, which was just fairly bare bones. But then they put out the director's cut, and I was like, oh, the director's cut. I didn't know there was an alternate cut. And boy, what a difference. Holy shit. That's the only version I'll watch now. It's so much better. And really interesting. We're talking about commentary tracks earlier. That's actually a really good commentary track with Oliver Stone, talking about all the changes that the censors made him make for the theatrical version, and how it actually made the film, reducing the violence made the film more disturbing, because that's just Rose scratching her throat. The thing about the violence in that is it's so over the top that it becomes ridiculous. You know, you kind of pass that threshold of it being disturbing and it just going into the absurd. And that was the idea, was that the excessiveness would be part of the sort of dark humor of it. So cutting that down meant now the violence doesn't pass that threshold. It only goes up to the disturbing part. So it actually made it worse. So, a selectable alternative ending. That's crazy. Of course, a snakehead being Yeah. Postman being a smegging smeghead, my Terrifier set is still in the system because they won't deliver here. What? Why the fuck won't they deliver there? Don't you get everything else delivered there? Yeah, cartoon-esque violence, exactly. And that's the thing. So, I mean, you watch the director's cut, that becomes very apparent very quickly how over the top it is and such. It's just part of the whole thing. So, you know, part of the experience, the overall experience and energy level of the film. That's something he talks about a lot in the commentary. Lord. Anyway. Yeah, so I have the Blu-ray of that. Now they put out actually quite a nice Blu-ray set. It's just in a keep case, but it's a couple of discs and a booklet with it, and really nice set. But man, I haven't watched that. I'd really like to get high and watch that one. Actually, I think that'd be an amazing one to watch high. Holy shit! Just such incredible visuals in that film. I watched the Laserdisc of it many times, both versions, and yeah, that film was very like unappreciated, I think, in its day. But I could tell, even at the time, I'm like, this is one that's going to stand the test of time, and people are going to look back on in a very different light. And I think it's brilliant. So, see Mickey and Mallory killed by the Phantom dude that appeared in the beginning. That's the Angel of Death. Oh, okay. Oh, in the alternate ending. I wonder if I've seen that. Because I know both the Laserdisc and Blu-ray edition of the director's cut have quite a sizable selection of deleted scenes. No, not LSD, just weed. Although LSD would be pretty wild too. But no, I don't take anything other than just weed. Last Saturday, the dog got out. The dog's very excitable. This must be everyone's friend. He's blacklisted us. Oh, because of the dog? Basically, and claiming puncture marks. Jesus Christ, like just everybody's trying to scam me lately, eh? Fuck. What is this, America? Gotta sue everybody. Well, that's annoying. So it's arrived, but you gotta go pick it up at the post office, I guess? Was that I'm assuming that was the umbrella set? Is that the Art Attack collection? That's a very cool set. Shrooms. I've tried shrooms a few times. They don't really do much for me. But that actually might be a good thing to try as well, like for the visuals and everything. Well, maybe we'll give the shrooms another shot. Ugh. Especially appropriate when Mickey goes on his peyote trip. Yeah. Alrighty, folks. Well, I think I'm going to head off. I am weary of this day. So I think I'm going to unwind. Might get a little something to eat. I don't know. We'll see. And then head off to Betty Bye. Betty Bye. Alrighty, so maybe tomorrow we will. Have I heard of Hawaiian baby wood rose? It's LSD light. No, I know nothing about LSD other than it is a thing that exists, and you can trip out with it. Post office only open between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. What? Jesus. So how are you going to get your package? such bullshit. Is there some kind of drop-off or something? Like, I don't know. Oh, just everybody and their dogs trying to scam Thomas, apparently. Post office won't deliver to their house anymore because they have a friendly dog. That the postal guy mistook as hostility and is now like too afraid to deliver packages there. So I said, well, can't you go and pick it up at the post office? He says, nope, because the post office is only open between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. So you can't go between 8 a.m. and 10 a.m.? Just get up early one day? I mean, you're up pretty early now, aren't you? I don't know. Ugh. Yeah, you gotta... Because you can't not be getting your mail, you know. Like, do your fucking job, postman. And say you will email the local paper. Yeah. They say they can deliver to another home in the area. What the fuck? Well, yeah, I know it's noon now, but I didn't mean now, obviously. I meant like another day. Like, get up early another day and go early. But, since I deliver to next door. It's so annoying. Wow, you're just having a grand old time over there, eh? They're just dragging their... Well, it's such bullshit. We live in the stupidest timeline. Anyway, I'm gonna head up, drag yours up there, up and down their butts, yeah. Yeah. Well, I hope you get it sorted. And was it the Art Attack set, the umbrella one, I'm assuming? Total poppycock. Yes, indeed. Rather. They don't even park out the front. As if we... Oh, as if you're diseased? Yeah. Boulder Dash. Well, Boulder Dash was a video game. Quite a fun one, actually. I remember playing a knockoff of that on the Amiga, which was also quite fun, because it was basically the same game. Probably a British developed game then. Very British word. Could be. Well, I know there's Balderdash, which is probably the term you're thinking of, but no, Boulder Dash was one of those ones where you had to like literally push boulders around and avoid getting squashed by them and stuff. Kind of like Dig Dug, but or Mr. Do, but without. It was more puzzle based than you know, monsters chasing you around. Yeah. Now I want to play Boulder Dash. Maybe I can find an online emulated version of it. Oh, Dig Dug was great. Yeah, I actually got a bunch of versions of Dig Dug with that Atari collection. The Atari 50. Went to Inflated Dragon. And that weird, like, little ball dude with sunglasses. So, is it the Art Attack collection, the Terrifier set? I'm just curious if that was the one, it's the same one I got, or if it was a different one. The Umbrella set? Is that the one it was? It is? Whatever. I might talking to a wall? I've asked like 6 times now if that's the set. Yes, okay, thank you. That's literally all I was waiting for. So I can go now. Thank you. Excellent. Well, yeah, it looks like a great set. I need to get around to doing the closer look so I can watch them. I haven't seen any of them. But definitely sounds like a series I would enjoy. And I like the actor who plays him. Anyway, I'm going now. Have yourselves a wonderful day or night, everybody, and I will see you next time. Until then, thanks for watching. Well, I would have left anyway. I would have given up eventually. And sayonara. See you next time, folks, and maybe we'll actually do some filming. Yeah, I'm going to try to start a little earlier tomorrow, maybe even just during the day. I mean, we don't need it to be super dark to do comic book updates, right? Just the horror stuff. Anyway, catch you later.